Heading into the Zurich Diamond League final, Julien Alfred had not raced in 4 weeks. A hamstring concern had kept her off the track, while the rest of the field was sharpening race fitness. Most analysts quietly noted it. Some wondered whether it would show. The field she was walking into was not forgiving. Tia Clayton, back from injury and looking sharper than at any point in her career. Dina Asher-Smith, one of the most technically sound sprinters in the championship history of this event. Marie-Josée Tallou-Smith, a woman who had posted sub-10.85 times earlier in the season, and whose reaction times off the blocks rank among the fastest ever measured. Zoe Hobbs, Maya McCoy. This was a final stacked with genuine medal-level threat. And then, before a single stride was taken, something happened at the blocks that no one expected. A decision that removed one of the most dangerous women in the race before it even began, and shifted the entire dynamic of what was about to unfold. What followed in the next 10 seconds of racing would take analysts considerably longer than 10 seconds to fully explain. Watch closely from the gun.
Hasn't quite transferred that outdoor. The Luxembourg athlete, Alea Hobbs. Sorry, excuse me, Zoe Hobbs. The reason I'm saying Alea Hobbs is because of the performances at the American Championships. Glacier Sears going well for the USA this season, but Julien Alfred will be the favourite here. Tallou-Smith. I hesitate to use the word veteran, but you almost can't say that. She's incredibly fast still. Now Clayton has a chance here. Got injured at the Jamaican Championships. Must win this. That's a tall order. Dina Asher-Smith of Great Britain in 7, then Maya McCoy of United States in lane 8. And on the outside, taking advantage of a home country wild card, Salome Cora, one of the Swiss relay team members. So yeah, Tia Clayton had pretty much 7 weeks out and then burst back onto the scene in Silesia with an incredible 9, wouldn't it? 10.86. So that will mean Julien Alfred, who is in superb form across 100 and the 200, new personal best in London for the Olympic champion at 100. But could Clayton get in amongst this here? Looks relaxed. Diamond League title for her at stake for Tia Clayton. Chance to get herself on the team, which she probably deserves. Her twin sister, Tina, already in the Jamaican team. So Clayton is in lane 6 between them. Tallou-Smith there, and in the yellow, Julien Alfred, the Olympic champion. Women's 100. There's just a bit of a movement from Alfred before. We might get a faulty start there rather than a false start, I think. It's just a bit of movement in the blocks, but it's coming up as Tallou-Smith. But I think she may well have cause to say there was movement next to me.
Yeah,
let's see if we watch this.
Yeah, let's see it again. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a clear false start, but what we didn't quite see there, just a brief second or half a second before that.
Reaction time coming up is 0.47.
I understand that, and that's what they look at.
Yeah.
But she might say, hang on, the athlete next to me wasn't still.
It's so cool, isn't it?
Where was I seeing where again? It's probably just a tad before that. A tad means about 3/10, by the way. When you can't say disqualification. Don't often see that from Tallou-Smith. What she's saying.
She can, of course, run under protest. She is not happy, as you can see. I can't think of many times in her career when she has been false started, Steve.
No, I mean, she doesn't need to. She's a good starter. Generally, it's a good part of her race. And she's running so quick at the minute. Very quick, over 200 recently as well in Lausanne. Now what we're getting. Protest. So, Talu Smith able to run in lane 5, just adds to the tension here. I'm sure for Tia Clayton even more so. She knows her job is fairly simple, win. But to do that, you've got to beat the Olympic champion who's in great form. That's certainly asking something. That's Roger Federer watching on.
Tennis royalty in the house.
I don't know what his 100-metre best would be. He was super quick, he's just smooth, isn't he?
He didn't need to be. He just sort of glided around the court as if he was on roller skates.
Van der Weken on the far side, Zoe Hobbs, then Jacia Sears, Julien Alfred, Olympic champion in 4, Talu Smith, then Clayton, Dina Asher-Smith, McCoy in 8.
Right.
Alfred gets a pretty good start, so does Jacia Sears right next to her as well. And look at Clayton. Clayton's there trying to take it on. It's Clayton Alfred, but Alfred goes away now. Alfred gets the meter, 10.75. Very, very impressive. Controlled, no panic. But at the back end of the race, when she needs it most, has just got that ability to keep smoothly going forward as though she's continuing to accelerate. She's just really maintaining better than everybody else. Dina Asher-Smith took 3rd place in a very, very close, was a photo finish for 3rd. I think she'll get it ahead of Talu Smith.
10.76 seconds. That was Julien Alfred's finishing time in Zurich on Thursday evening. On paper, it looks comfortable. A clean win, another Diamond League title. But that number hides something important. Alfred came into this final carrying a 4-week layoff from a hamstring problem, racing against arguably the deepest women's 100-meter field assembled outside of a global championship. And she won without a single phase of the race looking rushed. The interesting thing is not that she won, it's how she won. Because if you watch the first 40 meters of this race, Alfred is not leading. She is not even close to leading. And that gap, the one that opens in the drive phase before she erases it entirely, is exactly what this analysis is going to explain. Before Alfred even reached the blocks, the race lost one of its most dangerous participants. Marie-Josée Talu Smith, the Ivorian veteran, registered a reaction time of 0.047 seconds off the gun. The legal threshold is 0.100 seconds. She was disqualified for a false start before the race began. Talu Smith protested immediately, gesturing toward the lanes beside her, but the call stood. With one of the most consistent starters in the world removed, the pressure on early velocity shifted entirely to Tia Clayton. Clayton's reaction time off the legal start was approximately 0.128 seconds. Sharp, controlled, in the upper range for elite sprinters. She converted that into a drive phase lasting roughly 35 to 38 meters, holding a forward lean of around 45 degrees through the first 8 strides. Her stride rate during acceleration climbed toward 4.6 steps per second, and she built real separation from the center of the field. For a runner returning from injury, that is a significant early statement. Alfred's reaction off the blocks was measured at approximately 0.142 seconds, a 14th of a second, slightly slower than Clayton. Her drive angle was controlled rather than aggressive, around 42 to 43 degrees, prioritizing mechanical efficiency over immediate horizontal velocity. At 20 meters, she was not in the lead. At 30 meters, she was still behind. So here's the question this race actually poses. If Clayton had the faster start, the sharper drive, and the early lead, why did Alfred win by 0.08 seconds? The answer is in the transition. Specifically, what happens between 35 and 55 meters, the phase most coaches call the worst part of the 100 meters to analyze, because it looks like nothing is happening. It is not drive phase. It is not maximum velocity. It is the moment where the body shifts from acceleration mechanics to upright sprint mechanics, and where imperfect timing costs more than almost any other technical error. Alfred's transition is among the cleanest in the world. Her hips rise to full extension over roughly 8 to 10 strides without any visible backward lean or premature trunk rotation. Her ground contact time at that stage is estimated around 0.095 to 0.100 seconds per stride, extremely short, meaning she is spending more time in the air than on the track. That ratio is one of the primary markers of top-end speed efficiency. Clayton, by comparison, showed a slightly longer contact phase through transition, approximately 0.110 to 0.115 seconds, which is still elite but compounds across 10 strides into a measurable gap. What's most surprising about Alfred's mechanics is not raw speed. It is the absence of deceleration. Most sprinters who peak at around 11.5 to 11.7 meters per second begin showing a drop of 3 to 5% in the final 20 meters. Alfred's top speed in Zurich, reached between the 55 and 70 meter marks, was approximately 11.4 meters per second. She held within 1% of that through 90 meters. That is speed endurance built deliberately, and it showed. Put yourself in Dina Asher-Smith's position for a moment. You have the championship experience, the technical pedigree, the race intelligence. You know Alfred cut her training load for 4 weeks. You know Clayton is dangerous early. You can see at 50 meters that the race is opening up between those two. And then, by 70 meters, it is already gone. That is not a gap built by one thing. It is a gap built across 3 phases without a single wasted movement. Asher-Smith finished in 10.94, her drive phase notably conservative, probably tactical, racing for a podium position rather than chasing Alfred. Clayton held second in 10.84, which is genuine progress considering she returned from injury with limited race preparation. The gap from Alfred to Clayton was 0.08 seconds. At top sprint velocity, that translates to roughly 0.9 meters of separation at the line. Here is the take worth debating. Alfred's Zurich performance was technically more impressive than her Olympic final in Paris, and yet it got less attention because the field did not include Sha'Carri Richardson. That framing undersells what actually happened. A 4-week hamstring layoff typically costs a sprinter 2 to 4% of reactive muscle stiffness, the elastic quality that makes ground contact efficient. Alfred ran at full mechanical output anyway. That is either exceptional recovery management or a sign that her base fitness sits at a level most competitors cannot match even at full health. What this race teaches about the 100 meters is simple. The final time compresses everything into a single number, but the race is decided across at least 3 distinct phases, each with its own mechanical demands. A faster reaction does not guarantee a faster transition. A better drive phase does not produce better speed endurance. The athlete who wins is usually the one who loses the least across all 3, not the one who dominates any single phase. Watch Alfred's next race with that frame. You will see the same pattern. She concedes the early lead, manages her transition without mechanical noise, and runs the back half at a velocity her competitors cannot sustain. At 70 meters in Zurich, the race was decided. Not at the gun, not at the line. Alfred noted after the race that her goal is to better connect each phase. She sees gaps between her drive and her maximum velocity that she wants to close. If she closes them, the question becomes whether anyone else in the current field has the ceiling to stay with her. The 2026 World Championships will answer that. Given what Zurich showed, the analysis there will need to start at the same place this one did. Not at the finish line, but at the 40-meter mark. If you want a deeper breakdown of drive phase mechanics across the current sprint field, that video is next. Subscribe so you catch it when it drops, and drop a comment below. Do you think Talu Smith's disqualification changed the final result? Or was Alfred winning regardless? We read everyone.